Hey guys, welcome to Eternal Brews. My name is Pojo, and today we're going to be talking about an aggro-combo deck. If you're familiar with my Scion School articles on RNG Eternal, and that's okay if you're not, we talk a lot about how combo decks don't really fit into like a control or mid-range or aggro archetype because they're based around synergy between cards. And if you have a lot of high synergy cards, that's usually what defines whether or not your deck is closer to combo or further away from combo. And there are, of course, aggro combo decks that do a lot of like rush attack type strategies and then try to finish people off with a combo. And we wanted to build one of those in Eternal. A good example of a deck like this that is more of a tempo combo is the Gorgon Fanatic Haunting Scream combo, where you're always dealing damage and pressuring your opponent, but you are trying to get Haunting Scream combos off so you can draw those cards as well, and the combo supplements your offensive strategy. This deck is a little bit more traditional aggro combo, and we're going to be talking about a fun card to Haunting Scream, Censari Brigand, and as a result we're building a 3-color Stonescar burn style deck. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. So the key combo pieces here are Censari Brigand, which is a 2/2 that deals double damage to players. Now, Censari Brigand's pretty awesome, like a lot of fun, generally comes out and deals 4 damage at 3, which is actually not a bad rate for an aggressive burn-style deck. You can certainly be more aggressive or less aggressive with this card, but obviously it does have its weaknesses. It's pretty small, and it's pretty easy to kill, and it has problems against stalled-out boards and Sandstorm Titans in particular. However, it has a lot of strengths with the card Rapid Shot, which gives a unit +4 attack and quick draw for a turn. So if you give it 6 attack, then it deals 12 damage to the opponent's face. We also use Rampage here to give it +3/+1 and Overwhelm. Combined with Rapid Shot, we can create just an immense amount of damage, as well as push through small units like 1/1s and 2/2s that are often sort of cluttering up the board and preventing the Censari Brigand from coming out. This is usually the final piece of our deck, but you can use it as an early offensive card as well. And when it inevitably gets killed, we bring it back with Haunting Scream, which gives the unit charge and flying and sacrifices at the end of turn. In addition to, it does already have charge, of course, so Dark Return works very similarly, gives it that extra +1/+1 bonus, and then you can play it immediately and get your 6 damage in with Censari Brigand. So lots of fun ways to bring Censari Brigand back, to put it into play, and just to generally generate like a lot of aggressive pressure. To supplement that aggressive pressure, we have a basic Stonescar, Feln good stuff list, where we're running Argenport Instigator, one of the stronger aggressive 2-drops that also has a ability that tends to deal damage to both players a lot and make it very hard to keep a full life total. We have Champion of Chaos, the +1/+1 Overwhelm Deadly. This card has a lot of synergy with Rapid Shot. If you give it a Rapid Shot, then it'll usually be like, if it's a 5/5 Overwhelm Deadly and you give it a Rapid Shot, it becomes a 9/5 Overwhelm Deadly. It kills everything that it damages in 1 damage, and then it spills over all of the remaining damage. So you can usually get like 7 or 8 damage swings with Champion through double blocks, which is really quite wonderful. Impending Doom, a really, really wonderfully rated 5/5 flyer, just a lovely card in general. And Champion of Cunning, which of course is a card that has not paled that much due to its changes. I really like this card now, by the way. This used to be my most hated card in Eternal, and now I think it's just really nice. It can be pretty sticky. Most of the time we're not playing it to have flying and Aegis, but rather to give that +2 attack bonus to our units that really like it, namely our flyers, our Champions of Chaos, and of course our Censari Brigands. If you give a Censari Brigand a +2 attack bonus and then it gets killed, it still has that attack bonus when it's Haunting Screamed, so any type of permanent development of Brigands is really, really useful. And Champion of Cunning is just a bomb card to be playing at the end of your rope when your opponent has used a lot of his removal and doesn't have as much. To supplement the deck's 3-color strategy, rather than running an excessive power and an excessive seek powers, we go instead for a more aggressive strategy with Feln Stranger and Stonescar Stranger. And we keep enough so we can hit those double reds and especially hit the purples that we need to make Champion of Cunning active, and just generally to fix our power for blue and red when we need to. So this is pretty good for just setting up and getting things going, and yeah, it works out very well. Beyond that, we have some other ways to get Censari Brigand across. We can give it Levitate, which is really, really effective for getting that extra damage in at a key moment. Since we're running 4 Levitates, this works very well for popping Aegises, and we also run 1 Violent Gust recently. There's a major reason for this, and that is because there is a shift towards a heavy amount of Rakano decks with Soulfire Drake, which is a unit that you really have to take care of early. And Rakano decks will also run Valkyrie Enforcers and Elder's Feather. So Violent Gust is usually a really, really efficient removal spell against those cards. And then Stonescar decks are, of course, running Impending Dooms. They're running Umbran Reaper is the other major one. And they run Soulfire Drakes as well. So there's a lot of really good flying targets that have to be dealt with very early and very, very cheaply. And this is one of the best cards for dealing with them. And in addition, with 4 Levitates, we can easily pop those units up into the air and skeet shoot them, which is really, really good. So you can use Levitate offensively as well. So yeah, I'm actually recommending that a lot of blue decks start running 4x Levitate and like 1 to 2 Violent Gust, at least until Stonescar and Rakano decks of this type cool down a little bit. Anyways, we also have Permafrost to lock down units. We have Annihilate to get through. Sometimes we use Suffocate. This particular list doesn't have them, but they're certainly fine. We keep at least 1 Backlash to protect the Censari Brigand from spells and other effects. It's nice sometimes to run Devours, because this deck doesn't have a lot of card draw, but you don't need card draw most of the time, and the Devour is more of a counter card against silence effects. So this particular list doesn't have them, but it's a nice card to recommend. And then I have a 1 of Cabal Cutthroat just to keep health a little high and play with Rapid Shots and Annihilates against the more burn-focused decks. Yeah, it's just, we also use Ghostform for exactly that reason. A Censari Brigand with Ghostform can recover a tremendous amount of health, so it's a nice 1 of as well. So we just have a couple of optional life gain options to stabilize the deck and make sure that we don't run too ragged against a faster burn deck. Alright, so that's the list. We'll be doing a couple of games to show it off, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some variations. Thanks, guys. Alright, here we go. We're up against Sayonami. Seats of Chaos and Stonescar banners, looking pretty good. We got Argenport Instigator here, which I love. I think I'm pretty happy with the results here. Let's go ahead and play down our 2-drop. Play the banner first, depleted sigils first, so that we can establish the turn 2 play. We don't have anything to play on 1, so we have no reason not to play the banner. And Argenport Instigator on 2 gives us a 3/3, looking pretty good. So we do want a 3-drop. This is a tempo-based deck, so it's a little bit unfortunate that we didn't get one. And overall we might actually be even a little bit flooded. But we have all the power we need to make Haunting Scream work and Censari Dasher. We have basically all of the power that we need. There's no extra blue here, so this should be okay. My opponent's playing a control-based deck. He's just schemed for something, and I'm not sure what it is, but very likely to see a Harsh Rule on 5. Regardless, I'm going to play here because I want to keep the aggression up. 4-color control. With a Copper Conduit. A strange addition here. Go ahead and Levitate to get the 8 damage in. Looks like there is some sort of spell here, but doesn't appear to matter too much. And now I've got a pretty sizable amount of pressure going. I think I'll go ahead and play the 5th Shadow Sigil. We can start building blue out for champion, and beyond that, we're in pretty good shape. Alright, so now that's a 3/6, and he gains a little bit of health out of the bargain. But once again, he's a little short on Harsh Rule power, so let's go ahead and attack in. Another 5 damage, looking pretty good. Overall, we're quite flooded. The deck doesn't have a lot of things to do when it's flooded at the moment. We could always opt for something along the lines of a Flame Blast at the end or something like that. But I'm pretty happy with how it currently goes, so we'll see about that. Another 3/3 Copper Conduit. Not a particularly big deal here. Not actually sure why he's playing so many of them. I could Haunting Scream here for almost lethal, but I believe that Haunting Scream is our lethal now, so we should be okay either way. We'll see what my opponent does. Attacking with everything, and Righteous Fury to get some health back. Pretty cute. We'll definitely counter that. That puts my opponent at 2. They have a Vanquish, they'll be able to get rid of Impending Doom, but I believe we just won the game. Good stuff. Alright, who's next? Dark Shadow. This looks, completely unplayable, of course. No power in that hand at all. Argenport Instigator looks lovely, and overall I'm pretty happy about this. This looks okay. Once again, we're missing the switch between 3 and 4, or any other 2-drops to fill out the slot. Argenport Instigator looks good here, though. Temple Scribe happens. Go ahead and levitate that, just to draw a card here. Alright, found a Stonescar banner, which will let us get power 4 on time. So we'll play the Seat Depleted here. And hope that our Argenport Instigator does not die. Alright, Froggies. Can't do much about the frog at the moment. We could, or the False Prince at the moment. We could be, well, we don't have our Levitate, but we're planning on getting one soon, so we could just ignore it for the moment. I'm actually pretty keen on Champion of Chaos here, I think. It's probably the best answer to an upcoming Sandstorm Titan. I guess with the Annihilate up, Impending Doom is just as good. No blocks here. We'll let him pressure, but I believe that we're still the aggro here. Definitely still the aggro here. Okay, so I cannot, unfortunately, use both Annihilate and cast a unit, which is a bit unfortunate. We'll have to go for the Impending Doom again, and I guess we're staying put, or the Impending Doom this time, and then this next time around we'll have 2 and 3 for Champion. I'm happy to block here. I can Rampage that to bail, but I think that he's demonstrated that he has a tempo advantage, so we're okay playing a little bit of control here. Taller's Favored, and a Teriak's Hatchling, which is a scary enough card. Go ahead and play down Champion of Chaos, and I'll attack for 3 here. Rampage looks pretty good. Better than Annihilate since it gets the damage across and also keeps Argenport alive. So now we're back on the aggressive plan. My opponent is running Teriak's Hatchlings. They're good at control, but they're really, really slow. So we're gonna adopt our strategy instead to kill his face. And that way we're not gonna have as many problems. Swing here. We can Annihilate something to prevent our units from getting killed. So if I get a block from, like, that kind of thing going on, then we Annihilate as a combat trick. And now he's in a lot of trouble, because Champion essentially does full damage due to the Argenport Instigator. Those extra 2 points, really, really scary. Alright. So now we have 2 champions, we have Argenport Instigator. Everything's looking pretty good. Sandstorm Titan comes down, pretty much on schedule. Not really much you can do about that. I could Dark Return something, but attacking with these 2 should be fine. We'll get a block from Sandstorm Titan, and beyond that, we should just deal 10 damage to his face. If I'd attacked with everything, I believe the results would have been the same. The results would have been the same. It actually would have been largely worse, because I would lose the Argenport Instigator. Alright. So I can Impending Doom here, but, well, I don't know. Is there any sort of trick that we should be aware of? I'm going to Levitate. We know that flying isn't really a thing right now. We'll put a Feln Stranger down to protect ourselves from the Sandstorm Titan. But I believe that's game. Crystallize is about the only card that saves him, and he just drew. So I think we're good. Cool. Block here, just to prevent some damage. Doesn't matter either way, really. Alright, cool. We gotta get some games with the actual combo in them, though, so... more. Alright, so here we go. We are up against Cookie Kadoo. Don't have enough power to make this hand work, so we're gonna go ahead and redraw here. Seed of Chaos, no red for... no, double red for Censari Brigand, so we're actually good there. We played the banner first, and Backlash is available on 2, which is kind of nice. Seed of Chaos that we hit double red for Censari Brigand. Be nice to wait an extra turn here. Another yellow-blue deck. I'm really worried about Stormlinks here. I don't really want to play into Stormlinks. Let's go ahead and end turn. Okay, no links. So that's good news. And Champion of Chaos gets to come down. We've got the deadly thing going on. That's pretty useful. So this is not, in fact, an Elysian deck. It is a control deck of some kind, as emphasized by the 3-color yellow-green-blue archetype. Could also be like a more focused mid-range deck, but usually those 3 colors signify some kind of control. Okay. Gonna double Lightning Storm here? Lightning Storm Static Bolt. Alright, well, I can live with that for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and Censari Brigand here, and we're not gonna use the Rapid Shot because we've got another Censari Brigand ready. Although that 12 damage is pretty nice. Okay, I can Levitate here, and I might as well do the Levitate instead of the Permafrost. Let's throw the Permafrost as well. I want to have Backlash up to protect the Brigand, so that'll be pretty useful. Start my turn. We've got Champion of Cunning almost up, but right now what I can do is I can Brigand twice. I believe that's 1 short of lethal. 1 short of lethal is a good target to aim for. We'll Rapid Shot here. Alright, definitely got that aggro on against the Carpet Shuffle style list. So, Seat of Order. My opponent has a Wisdom, and if I Backlash him here, he dies, so we'll Backlash. Cool. Backlash kills. Always stylish. So that's the list. Here's a weird alternate version of it where we use Righteous Fury. Righteous Fury and Censari Brigand do work together somewhat like you'd think, and it's also quite fun with Champion of Chaos and some other options. So we just wanted to show like an alternate option where you can that you can fiddle around with. I'm not sure if this deck is fully tuned yet, but it's doing okay. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe if you like. This video is part of a couple of videos that I'm recording ahead of time for Christmas. I am not going to be streaming or recording new stuff during Christmas, but I will try to upload some videos. I think I should have about 3 or 4 prepared over the course of the next week or so that we continue to have regular update schedules. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.